Hi, we're back here from AmericanElgin.com, and today we're going to be talking about another set of very attractive and very impressive 27 joule self-winding, that is to say automatic Elgin watches that were made in Elgin, Illinois at the famous Old Main plant between about 1959 and 1963. And this series is called, for marketing purposes, was called the Thin Line or Thin series. And these were self-winding watches. They used Elgin's caliber 761 movement. They had 27 working jewels and offered the possibility of adjusting for timekeeping accuracy in several different places. So they were extremely precise watches, and they were some of the highest end watches that Elgin ever made, certainly this line plus the related 30 jewel Lord Elgin line of automatics. And these were the only full rotor automatic watches ever designed and made in the United States, this along with the related 30 jewel version. And the way this watch works is you simply put on your wrist and wear it. And when you walk around, there's a sort of a half moon shaped or half circle pendulum inside the watch that spins around due to the motion of your body or your wrist. And it winds the watch for you, so you don't need to wind it using the crown here on the right-hand side. And Elgin was the only American company in the United States that made automatic movements. That's widely considered to be the case by watch collectors and experts. So these watches are interesting. They have a good size 33 millimeter case, and there are a couple different case reference numbers. 6851, 4441 are two of them. And the case has a 10 karat rolled gold plate case. So this has got a rolled gold plate, and rolled gold plate is not some kind of a cheapo thin gold plating. Think of this more as like a gold shell that's welded to the base metal, the brass underneath, because that's more what this is. It's thick enough that it should last decades without wearing through. And this particular version here, this is case reference 6851. This was made by Star Watch Case Company out of Michigan, as you can see. The retail price on these was varied. It was between generally $79.50. That was the price for these. That was quite a lot of money around 1960. The average American back then earned about $50 a week, the average American worker. So that was more than a week and a half worth of wages pre-tax for the average American to buy one of these watches. So we'll go through the three main dial variations, and I will start with the one that's my favorite here. And this one, we'll just slide the watch down, and we'll place it right in between some of the period advertising. So the ad on the left is from Life magazine, and it was a Christmas ad. It talks about there's nothing better than getting an Elgin for Christmas. And if we look up, we can see this watch appears to have the original band that was sold with this watch. There also was a leather strap option. And in general, I will tell you that in general, I'm a bit of a heretic here, but I do not like people wearing or using these old metal bands with the watches. And the reason is that the watch bands tend to have these stainless steel inserts, and they in turn, when they rub against the base metal here, the gold shell, and then also the softer metal underneath, typically brass, what tends to happen is it tends to wear away the lugs. And so this one is so new and has been barely ever used or worn. So I'm just leaving it the way it is. You can see this watch is absolutely immaculate, probably almost never worn, if at all. But this is just a good illustration of the kind of band this watch came with. This style is very attractive. There's a lot of advertising for this particular watch. You can see it says American made on the dial, because it certainly was made here in the United States. It's a very attractive design, very classic. And we can see over here, if we slide over, we can see the other ad. This is case 6851, and then the 0.1 after that refers to the dial variation according to the system that we use at AmericanElgin.com to classify these. So again, Elgin Thin 27D, perfect watch for a young man who wants perfection. Ultra thin styling, 27 jewel, American made, and so on. And it's water and shock resistant. Although again, we wouldn't recommend trying that out for a 65-year-old watch. But as you can see, this is a watch which Elgin certainly advertised a fair amount. Again, it is quite rare. It does not show up very often. It was quite expensive also for the time, as we talked about. One of the more expensive of the non-solid gold Elgin's 27 jewels of this time period. I'll slide over another set of ads, and these cover the other two watches here. So on the left side, we see, we'll start with the watch here on the left. This is also a Thin 27D. You can see this is the same watch, the same kind of funky numerals. It has the same case design as the prior watch. Again, 6851, 10 karat rolled gold plate, Star Watch Case Company. The price on this was also $79.50, and you can see here what appears to be some radium toning on the dial. So this watch had a glow-in-the-dark feature, and they used a radium paint, and that causes a bit of discoloration in the dial over time. This is quite an interesting design, very attractive, I think. Very, very kind of typical of this period, late 50s, early 60s. And the last watch here that we'll look at is this other additional dial variation of the Thin 27D. So this one has these very interesting and attractive hour markers at 1, 2, 4, 5, and so on. And it has a partial linen dial. So if we look at it, we can see part of the dial is smooth and part has like a kind of in the center has like kind of a linen look. So that's rather unique actually for this line. It's a very, very attractive look. Also very, very impressive in a way, very distinguished looking. Again, also American made, you can see on the bottom of the dial. And if we look down, so this is this watch here, they call it H, and this is for purposes of some ad. And then if we go on further, we're going to skip over G is the watch just to the left of this one. But anyway, what they call H here is the Thin 27D. Again, this is the 10 karat yellow gold, rolled gold plates, 27 jewel, and so on, $79.50. So if you'd like to find out more about these watches, this line of, or the sub-line of the Elgin 27 jewel thin D models, please check out our website, americanelgin.com. Thank you.